Clayton? Clayton, over here. I'm over here. Clayton's not feeling very well today. He's got the vid, so he's probably going to be very quiet in behind the camera today, hopefully. We have a Mark 7 R that's in for a whole bunch of upgrades. So this is going to be kind of a two-part, but we wanted to do this one separately because we don't have any of this software in our kind of catalog of dynos on our YouTube channel. So this one's going to be separate, but be sure to come back for the next video because this one's getting Vortex XL, EQT software, whole bunch of mods, multi-port injection. Half of this stuff is already on the car now, but you'll see that in the next video. So this video, the car has Unitronic Stage 2. It has a Unitronic downpipe. It has APR catch can, APR coils. I can't remember which intercooler is in this thing, but it is upgraded. And the guy primarily drag races this. He barely street drives it. He just wants to beat on muscle cars at the track. So he's about 5 hours, we're Sydney, 5 hours away from us?
Yeah.
He's, Clayton gives us a yes. He's about 5 hours away from us, but he primarily drag races it, so we're gonna try to bump up the power quite a bit. So we're gonna do our regular kind of before dyno runs, see what this thing does on our 91 pump gas. Typically, the Mark 7Rs usually dyno anywhere from about 320 to 350 wheel horsepower on our dyno. I think the highest yet, based on all the softwares that we've dynoed, I think the highest yet was APR, and it did 350 on the dot. So let's see what this thing can do. We're going to get it on the dyno. Oh, speaking about the dyno, Clayton, let's check it out. Okay, Clayton, first run, 327 wheel horsepower, 300 wheel torque. I suspect the torque's probably going to come up a little bit from where it is. But yeah, it's dynoing right around where it is, but we're probably going to do 3 runs like always, so we'll give this thing a little bit more time, and then we'll hit it again. We talked about the new dyno earlier. I'm like totally lost on this thing, trying to figure everything out. The boomerang effect, I think that's when I go into decel. Don't know how to get rid of that on this. I know I can switch this to speed, but that's not usually how we display this, and it gets rid of it. But it did gain more torque. So it did basically the same horsepower, 328 and 319 torque that time. So we'll do one more run, see what it can do. We'll chat about the new dyno, get to adding parts. Almost identical. 328, we gained a little bit more torque, 324 this time. So now time to put a whole bunch of mods on this thing. And on pump gas, we'll probably see 100 wheel horsepower gain, hopefully. And then on ethanol, because this one's going to get ethanol as well, maybe another 100 horsepower above that, as time will tell. Clayton's in mute mode. He can talk, but he sounds worse than he usually sounds.
Oh, stop it.
Stop it. The dyno, yes, we upgraded. We're having problems with the old dyno. I've been kind of wanting to upgrade this for a long time, but it's not a cheap upgrade. We had somebody reach out on Instagram. Anyways, it lucked in. We were able to make this upgrade happen, saved a couple bucks, and finally all of our old dyno stuff, which I honestly think might be like 30 years plus old. It was very old. So this new hardware, everything, software, looks totally different. So for all those that have been following along for a long time, following along for a long time, this is going to look quite a bit different. The correction factor and all that, we've made that the same as always, so all of these will be comparable. And now we'll be able to do things like like diesels, for example, that have always kind of been a headache to dyno tune because of the optical pickup that we had to use, and we had to put it on the, basically mount it to the chassis, put a reflective piece of tape on the belt. It was quite a bit of effort to try to dyno one. Now we can calibrate the drum speed versus the RPM in the car and spit out torque on the dyno. So it's going to make it a lot easier for dynoing diesels. Not that there's a lot of diesels here, but we do get people inquiring, and it's a little bit more work than usual. So, Clayton, what am I forgetting? We already did an outro, didn't we?
We did. There's a new pendant too. You didn't show that.
Oh yeah.
So now the brake's gonna work and such.
Yep, the brake,
nice. And you get a little controller on there to do stuff and diddle daddle and stuff. You know. Oh, jeez.
Smash that. It's only brand new.
It's broken now. It's fine.
It does help for, usually I'm waving at you guys if the monitor goes to sleep or if this screen isn't on the right screen. I can basically control all that from in there now. And we shouldn't have as much issues with RPM pickup. I know you guys don't see that in the videos and stuff, but sometimes some cars, it's very hard to pick up tach signal. With that said, the drag car's on the dyno, so that video is coming soon.
Now, what's left with this one? That, I guess.
Low pressure fuel pump is left. In the next video, we'll cover kind of all the mods that we've done to it, but it is scheduled to go in the dyno early next week. We're doing a remote tuning with Matt at EQT. And yeah, we're going to do an ethanol blend in it as well. So it'll have two files, basically a pump gas street tune file and then a race kill mode with some sort of ethanol blend, whether we do straight E85 or a blend of some sort, whatever it takes to make the power easily. So on that note, Clayton, am I forgetting anything this time? You're going to shake your head, yes, no? Clayton said,
What's that there?
That's kind of a wobbly for everybody. We are heading to World Cup, obviously not with the drag car, but we are heading to World Cup. So, I mean, we're a bit away from that yet, but for those that are attending, we will be there. Stop and say hi. If you have any questions or comments about this car or any of the other videos on our channel, be sure to comment below. Thanks for everybody following along. See you in the next video.